Alright, so let's talk about creating an action in Photoshop. So an action is a series of recorded steps. So if I was to do something, for example, a selection, and then I hit G for gradient, and I drop a gradient, and then I inverse it, and then I invert the colors, right? And then I desaturate them, for example, transform tool and all that. In order to prevent having to repeat the steps over and over and over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record all my steps. Then I would set up my action as a button. All I have to do is click that button to do exactly what I want. So I have created a series of actions. For example, this one panel NTSC HD storyboard. If I click on it, you will notice that in a matter of seconds, I was able to create this page right here with all the naming, the grid, the dimensions, action, dialogue, all kinds of setups. So instead of having to open this file, copying it, deleting the content, and saving as a duplicate, all I have to do is click one button and it generates this entire page within seconds. Here, for example, is a 5-panel Japanese storyboard. And this was created in real time, and as you can see, it has created all these elements right here with the click of a single button in a matter of seconds. Let me close this and close this. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate a button that is going to create for us a presentation page for our portfolio. The first step that we have to do is we have to design the page, and then we're going to use these elements to recreate our action. So I will start by bringing up our ruler. That's under View, Rulers. And then I'm going to bring my grid, and I'm going to make sure that Snap is on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a 1-inch strip at the very bottom. I'm going to duplicate this by going to Layer, New, via Copy. So it's going to copy that 1-inch strip. I'm going to invert its color. So Image Adjustments, Invert. So instead of a white strip, I have a black strip. Let me hide the grid real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a graphic inside of this strip where I'm going to put my information on the left-hand side, the name of the content for this page. So it could be props, backgrounds, sketches, concept designs, character designs, etc., etc. And then on the right hand side I will put my name. Here's my file right here. It's a simple metallic texture. I'm gonna go to Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into, and as you can see there's my texture. Then I will merge it down. So now I'm gonna generate my text. I'm going to zoom in to that corner. So now using my guides, by dragging them from the ruler, I'm going to create a 1/4 inch space on the left hand side. With the marquee tool, I'm going to select this space right here, and I'm going to move it to the opposite side. I'm going to place it right here. Then I'm going to create another guide, and this guide will snap to that selection. So now I have the same space both on the left and the right. And I'm going to select white for my text color. I will hit T for text. And I'm going to justify it right by clicking on this button right here. And I'm going to type my name. I'm going to hit Enter. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to shrink my name to a font size that I like. In this case, it's going to be 38. Let me type 38. So I have the font on the left. If I want to find the center line of this font, I will go to Edit, Free Transform. And we're not going to transform it. What we're going to do is we're going to drag another guide, and this guide will snap to the center of our free transformation. And then I will validate the transformation. As you can see, I used the transformation to find the center line. I'm going to go to my far left corner, and then I'm going to justify it left, and I'm going to type somewhere outside of these two guides so they don't snap, my address. again, I'm going to change my font to 38. If I do a Control T for free transform, then I can align it. Let me zoom out. Then I'm going to do a select all. I will click on the background and I'm going to do an edit free transform. I'm not going to do any transformations. I'm only going to use this to snap the center guide by dragging one from the left hand side and snapping it to the center of our transformation. Then I will validate our transformation and deselect, select, deselect. And I was able to get the center of the image. So now what I can do, I can duplicate one of my text layers and with a free transform, move it to the middle, center justify, and again with a free transform, snap it to the center. And this will be my title. And as you can see, this is a page that I'm going to generate. So now what we need to do is we need to record the same steps that I did, and we're going to use our guides to snap our text layers, and then we will put everything into folders so that we can have all the text layers in a folder. And we will merge layer 1 with the background, and we will create a selection of the white area that we can paste into our artwork, thus generating a button that will reproduce this page over and over for us so that we can generate pages on command. Alright, so let's begin. I'm going to collapse these layers right here, dim them down, and flatten the whole thing. So I have my guides. These will help me generate everything that I need. So first step, in my actions, I'm going to go from button mode to regular mode. To create a new action, we're going to go to the new action button. And as soon as the new action shows up, I can name it. So I'm going to call this one portfolio page. I can give it a function key, one of the F keys that is available. Then I can combine it with either the shift or the command key. And I can give it a color. So I'm going to select yellow right now. As soon as I hit record, whatever I do from now on will be recorded in my actions. However, I can stop, take a break, come back later on. If I want to continue, all I have to do is hit the begin recording button. To the right of that, we have the play selection. The play selection is to play the action or play parts of the action. We have the create new set button again, and then the create new action button and the delete button. So let's begin. Our first step will be to create an 11 by 17 page. So I'm going to click on the record button. Now this button is red. That means that it's recording everything that we're doing. So let's go to File New. Select 11 by 17 horizontal at 300 dpi with a white background. I'm going to hit OK. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to hit stop. As you can see, if I open the make, which was the step recorded, you will see new document preset 11 by 17 horizontal. Since I stopped the action, I can close this window right now and I can go back to my prototype page and I can keep recording because I'm going to use this page right here. It's the same size and dimensions and resolution as the make step that we recorded. So again, I'm going to bring the grid up, then I'm going to hit record again, and I will select the marquee tool and select the 1-inch strip at the bottom. And when I hit stop, you can open this and you can see that it created a rectangular selection. Here are the settings for this selection. And we're going to continue. I'm going to go to Layer, New via Copy. Then I'm going to hold the command and click on the thumbnail for Layer 1. So it turns that into a selection. I'm going to go to File, Open, and open our bottom strip. I'm going to do a Select All, Edit Copy. So this file right here has been sent into our clipboard. I'm going to go to File, Close. And now we're gonna go to Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. Our texture has been pasted into that selection. I will merge it down by going to the Layers palette and go to Merge Down. I'm gonna select my text tool. Since it is already selected for Justify Right, I will hide the grid. And I'm gonna zoom in to my bottom right hand corner. With the text tool, I'm gonna make sure that I don't type near the guides. I'm gonna type right here on the left hand side, and I'm gonna type in name. I'm going to hit enter, and with the free transform, I'm gonna snap my text to the right hand side, and I'm gonna make sure that the text layer is middle centered with this guide that we have right here, because I'm going to do the same thing for the title text layer and with the left side address text layer. I'm going to hit enter. Now notice that this text layer right here is right justified. Now if I was to create a new text layer, for example right here, make sure that the first text layer is not selected. Then type in title for the title of the page, hit enter, and now I can center justify this text layer. Go to edit, free transform, move it to the center of your file, and again I'm going to click somewhere away from this text layer, type in address, hit enter, and then left justify. And with the free transform tool, I'm gonna snap this one to the far left of our document, and I'm gonna hit enter. I'm going to zoom out real quick, and I'm gonna stop recording. Now before I move on, what I recommend you do is you test your actions. So I'm gonna collapse my portfolio page action. I'm going to select it, and I'm going to hit play, the button to the right hand side of the record button, and this will play all the steps that we have recorded, and if there's a problem we can troubleshoot it. And as you can see, we didn't run into any problems. It created an 11 by 17 page, then it selected a 1-inch strip at the bottom, it opened our texture file, it copied it, it closed the file, it selected the layer 1, it pasted the texture, it merged the two layers, and then it created 3 text layers in the right order. This one is right justified, this one is center justified, and this one is left justified. So what we can do in the future, once we turn this action into a button, after it has generated this page, we can go and change our address right here. We can type in address, or we can put an email, or we can put any kind of contact information we want. For the title, we can change this, for example, to character page, props, environment, studies, sketches, and on and on. And then we can put our name, and right below our name we can type in, for example, a title. And because this text layer right here is right justify, as we type, all the text will move towards the left hand side. Alright, I'm gonna close this test page right here. I'm gonna say don't save, and I'm gonna continue recording a few extra steps. Again, we always go to our very last step and we hit record. So next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select these 3 layers. I'm gonna put them into a group. I'm gonna name this group, Jesus fucking Christ, man, text layers. I can color code this text layer here by going to right mouse button and selecting, for example, red. And this is also recorded on our steps. And then what I can do, I can merge layer 1 with the background, and I can create a selection of the white area with the marquee tool. I'm going to overshoot this selection, as you can see right here, because I'm going to use the select transform selection to get a perfect selection. I'm going to hit enter, and that's also recorded. I'm going to zoom out, and we want to create a new channel and name this channel content selection. Hit enter, and then go back to our layers by clicking on the background. And guess what? That step was also selected. We're going to hit stop. And again, we will test this action that we've created by going to our action, collapsing it, and then we're going to hit play. Our portfolio page was created. If we go to channels, and you will notice that we have an alpha called content selection, then we can use the command key or control on a PC, click on the thumbnail, this becomes a selection, and then we can copy our artwork and go to edit, paste special, paste into, and our artwork will be pasted in this area right here. So we've created an action, and now in order to convert this action into a button, we have to go to the Actions Palette options right here on the right hand side, and then we select button mode, and as you can see at the very bottom, we have an action called portfolio page. If I close this file, I can test it out again by clicking on the portfolio page, and in a matter of seconds we have recreated this portfolio page, and we can do this time after time by creating an action.